Hi, this is James. I'm here today with a video about Bitcoin trading strategies, and I'm going to share 3 different strategies with you: HODL, scalping, and swing trading, sometimes known as day trading. So at the end of the video, you should be able to decide which strategy is going to be best for your risk management and also your different style of trading, depending on how long how much time you have available. So please do subscribe to my channel, give this video a like if you appreciate the content, and do leave a comment, please. Let me know what part of this video you found most interesting. So I'm on the TradingView website, and I've put a link to my chart in the video description so that you can see my chart just like this. And currently we are on the 1 week view. Now, I use TradingView for chart analysis because it's got loads of useful indicators. I'll just show you the indicators and the settings that I've got on this chart. The first one here, if I double click that, this one shows levels like the resistance is blue and the support lines are red. So this one is called, if I go to layers, this is called the swing high low support and resistance by Pattern Smart, and the settings, it's just got the default setting swing length of 9. And you can change the appearance if you want to, but I've just left that on standard. Then underneath there, if I move that out of the way, this one here is called the Relative Strength Index. The settings that I've got for this one are length 14 and source is closed. They are just the default settings again. And on the bottom chart, the red lines are the balance of power, again with the default settings. You can't really change the settings too much on that one anyway. So I'll tell you how to use those as we go through the different strategies. First of all, let's look at HODL. Now that stands for hold on for dear life, and basically it means that all you do is you buy your Bitcoin at a certain time and you just hold on to it, expecting the price will rise in the future. So for example, if we had bought back in 2015 when the price was down at $218 and we sold at the current value of $7,583, that would be a 3,504% increase. Now conversely, if you had bought in the run-up to the all-time high on 4th of December 2017 and you sold today, that would have been a loss of 47%. So it's not always a good time to buy when the price is going up rapidly like this. It was going up extremely rapidly, and whenever that happens, there's normally a correction afterwards, as we are seeing at the moment. But the shape of that correction is similar to the shape of the correction that we saw back in 2013, where we did see a bit of a correction. It went down 78% of the price back then, but things were very different at that time. There was a lot of problems happening at that time, which we don't have today. There's a lot of good developments at the moment, so probably this level here of about 5,900 or 6,000 roughly, that is the generally recognized as being the bottom price, so we shouldn't go lower than that again. So HODL is for people who don't have any time to check. You just want to buy something, maybe something that's going to hedge the general currencies, so that if there is an economic collapse, you've got an alternative to currencies similar to gold you might want to invest in gold as well as Bitcoin to hedge those traditional currencies and traditional investments. If the stock market crashes, then Bitcoin could do very well. So that is strategy 1, called HODL. Second strategy is called scalping. Now, scalping works on shorter time frames. Typically, you might go to the 1 hour chart. So let's look at what's been happening lately with the 1 hour chart. So here is the 1st of August. Now, the way that scalping works, you can use the RSI indicator to find the best times to buy and the best times to sell. You can also use the balance of power indicator depending on how risk averse or not you are. So let's look for an opportunity to buy back here. And what I'm looking for on the RSI is an RSI that is low, below 30. That indicates that it's a good opportunity to buy. So here on the top part is the price. So when the RSI dropped below 30, we saw that there was an opportunity to buy here and here. So you might have bought at 2 different times, and then the cost would be averaged out between $6,358 and $6,172. So let's measure from this point, and then we saw that the RSI went up over 80. So you might have sold a little here, made a 3% profit, and then it went up again. You could have sold here and made an 18% profit. So it's very easy to do using the RSI. All you have to do is wait for the opportunities, and you can set up alerts actually in TradingView so that your computer will ping when the RSI drops below a certain point, and that means that you don't have to stay in front of your computer all of the time, because that would be very time consuming. The disadvantage of scalping is it is very time consuming, and there may be long waits in between each buy and sell point. For example, this was a 5-day period. But let's look at the balance of power, and you can then find shorter time frames. There are many opportunities with the balance of power, so let's look for a time when it was particularly low. So we got one here on the 27th of July. So if we measure from this point on the 27th to the point where it went particularly high, there's one here, could have sold here, made nearly a 4% profit. Let's find another one. It was very low here on the 31st of July. Now I don't think this will be a good trade. Got from here to here, it went very high, so less than a 1% profit there. Now it may be a good idea to use 2 indicators at once. So if you look at the RSI and the balance of power, then that can give you confirmation of a good trade. Also, the levels that I've got on my chart here work quite well on the 4-hour chart and on the daily chart. We can see that we were trading between back here on the 21st of July, we were trading between these points. This indicator helps you to see the support line in red and the resistance line in blue. So then we broke through that resistance line, and then it found another resistance line up there, and then it detected another support line. The resistance line then lowered, and we've currently broken through that support line, and the RSI is currently quite low. So you can use all the indicators at once to try to figure out what the price might do next. Now on the 4-hour chart, the RSI is very low at the moment. It looks like it's heading down again, and the balance of power is very low. Now that would signify that the price could rise in the near future on the 4-hour chart. So we're looking at a matter of days for the price to rise again. So it would be possibly a good idea to buy when the price is low. At the moment, I would say, looking at this chart, it might be worth investing a little around 7,465. If the price does dip down there again, it does look like it's going to go up. And the way that I know that is because the balance of power is low. It can't go much lower, so it's got to go up again. And the RSI is very low as well. Again, that's got to go up again. It can't go much lower. It went down to 20. The minimum it can ever be is like 0. So that's very low. If we scroll back, you'll see that it's not really gone lower than, what's this level? 15 in the past, and the highest it's been recently on the 4-hour chart is 87. So that just shows you the strength of the market. When the market is very weak, the prices tend to go down, and when the market gets very strong, the prices go up. So RSI is the relative strength index. Balance of power shows you whether the bears are winning, the bears drag the price down, and the bulls drag the price up. So it's a great indicator that seems to work very well with Bitcoin at the moment, and I do like this one for finding the levels too. So that is scalping. Now I'll show you swing trading, which typically works on a daily basis, or it could even be on a weekly basis as well. Now this is for people who've got less time available. This is the method that I generally use. So again, you're looking for indicators that indicate that it's a good time to buy. So for example, a low RSI. We've seen here that it dipped below the 30 line here, and then it went down again. So there could have been a few opportunities to buy in this area. You might have initially bought here, but then when the price dipped down further, you could have bought more to average that price out between these two levels. So your average, if you was to buy here and here, might be somewhere in the region of here. And then when it did go up on the RSI, it reached a peak here. You could have sold there and made a 36% profit over a period of 35 days. So not quick by any means, but it is a reliable way of making profit that way. Sometimes it can catch you out, so wouldn't say it's 100% certain. Never invest money that you can't afford to lose. I would only recommend investing any spare money that you have. Looking at another example here, the RSI was very low at this point, so let's start measuring from here. And we didn't really see it rise high on the RSI until this point here. So again, the 36% profit over that period. So that is on the daily chart. Let's just look on the weekly chart to give you another example. Okay, this was the peak back on the 11th of December. RSI was very low there, but we've not really seen very low RSI ever since. So on the weekly view, it is a very long trading strategy. The RSI was at its lowest back here, so that would have been an extremely long strategy to take. Basically it would be from here to, we saw a peak here, 112% profit, but then there wasn't an opportunity to buy back in afterwards. So on the weekly view, wouldn't necessarily say that it's going to be an effective strategy. It's more like hodl. So swing trading works much better on either the 4-hour chart or the 1-day chart. So I hope this helps. Now please put in the comments which strategy would be best for you. Just type 1 for hodl, hold on for dear life, type 2 for scalping, or type 3 for swing trading or day trading. If you can put that in the comments now, I'd love to find out what the most popular choice is. And let me just show you one more thing. Let's go to the 1-day chart and I'll just show you how you can use the tools to try to figure out what might happen to the price next as well. Now you need to have it on the log scale to figure out accurate trends. If you don't have it on the log scale, it's slightly distorted, so it works better on log, because then you can draw in trend lines. So for example, we can see that there are peaks going back this way, so won't draw it that way, delete that off. Let's draw it back this way and try to get these peaks in accurately. So we can see that these peaks seem to be going down. Is there a pattern with these peaks, these lows here? Possibly, but we've not got any confirmation yet. So the pattern that forms is kind of a triangle that we seem to be going into, and maybe you can check on the 1-hour chart to see if there are any other patterns that we can see on a smaller time frame. There was a pattern with these highs going up, so we do seem to be seeing increasing highs, then we broke through. That might then have become a resistance line. We're seeing a downward trend. So in the short time frame currently, we do seem to be getting this wedge pattern. So sometimes this can help, sometimes not, but sometimes you do get a really clear trend. Let's take these lines off and I'll show you a more clear trend that I've identified. So in the layers, I will delete these trend lines off, keeping everything else. And let's zoom out to the all-time chart. And hopefully you can see that we do have some a trend line. Let's move it down a little. Take auto off and move it down. We do have a trend line, which I think it goes from here to, probably goes from there to there. So we did see a few touches of this line. It's been tested a few times historically. So I would say that is an all-time line, which probably represents things like the cost of mining Bitcoin, and that always increases with time. The difficulty increases, so the cost of mining Bitcoin will increase even if technology improves. We've seen a lot of developments with mining rigs that can be extremely powerful machines now that are made just for mining Bitcoin. So if we follow that pattern into the future, we can predict that there will be a baseline price for Bitcoin which will increase as time goes on. We can go as far as 2024 here on the graph. It does represent pretty low price, a lot lower than the current price is today. So what we can do is look for another pattern. There does seem to be another pattern that emerged where this line here was tested a few times. Now this might represent an increase in difficulty with the mining, so perhaps this line is no longer relevant. So let's take this one off, because this line you can see has been tested many times. It's not been retested yet, but if we follow that line up to 2024, we could reach over $500,000 per Bitcoin by 2024. So if your strategy is number one, HODL, you could be very rich by that point. But also it's reassuring for any other strategy as well. If there is this baseline of price that we're not going to go below, then whatever strategy you choose, if things go wrong and you end up with Bitcoin that you bought at too high a price, for example, if you bought up here and you've not had the opportunity to sell it for a profit yet, then if you keep it until 2019, chances are that we will go above 10,000 by then at the very latest, definitely by 2020. So I hope that's some reassurance. Or just average out the price by buying more when the price is low. But again, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Only invest any spare money that you have. And let me know if you've got any questions in the comments. I hope this is useful for you, and if you would like $10 worth of Bitcoin free, click the link in the video description, and that is from Coinbase. It's the exchange that I use. It's the most trusted, licensed, regulated and insured exchange in the world. It's based in the USA, and they back up your Bitcoin on physical devices to make sure that it's not hacked. Just make sure that you keep your own password safe and protect that with two-factor authentication. You'll find all of the details about that on the Coinbase website, or I could make another video about that. Let me know if you need any help in the comments, and good luck with your trading. So thanks for watching again. Give the video a thumbs up if you've not done already. Click that like button below and subscribe for more videos like this. Also check out this video here. Click this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.